Hey, what's up guys? This is Ryan and welcome to Foodiligence, a place where I eat the food so you don't have to, but in some cases you might want to. Today we're not eating any food, but rather we're answering the age-old question, is a hot dog a sandwich? And we're actually taking it a step further. We're going to find out what I personally believe is a sandwich. So what I'm going to do today is I'm taking a quiz online that's going to show me a bunch of different sandwiches, and I'm going to tell you if I think it's a sandwich or not, and I'm going to explain you through my reasoning process. So what this is going to do is it's going to assign me a spot on a sandwich alignment chart. So you have those charts that are lawful, good, and chaotic, evil, and you have everything in between. This one's for sandwiches. I'm going to get assigned what I believe a sandwich is based on the structure of the sandwich and the ingredients of the sandwich. So if I'm a structure purist and ingredient purist, I'm going to be in the upper left corner, so that's just your traditional ham and cheese kind of sandwich. If I'm chaotic evil, so I'm structure evil and ingredient evil, I'm going to be in the bottom right of this chart, and it's going to be like a Pop-Tart's a sandwich. So we're going to bust out this quiz, I'm going to take it, and we're going to find out what truly is a sandwich. Let's get started. Let's go! So the first sandwich we have up looks like just a classic ham sandwich with cheese, lettuce, tomato, onion, and mustard on top in between two slices of toast. I feel like this is the easiest decision today. This is the classic definition of a sandwich. Yes. Alright, so next we have up a classic empanada, so it's just a pastry stuffed with filling. In this case, it's filled with meat, and I personally don't believe an empanada is a sandwich. I think of it more as a dumpling pastry kind of idea, so empanada, not a sandwich. No. So next up we have a classic soup dumpling, and I just said I don't really consider dumplings a sandwich just because they're just fully wrapped and containing the meat. I consider them dumplings, and I don't consider dumpling sandwiches. I don't know many people that do consider them sandwiches, so just no, we're not overthinking this. Okay, next we have a folded piece of pizza, and I'm gonna be honest, a piece of pizza is not a sandwich to me, so folding it in half does not qualify it to be a sandwich in my book. I can see the logic of why someone might say it's a sandwich, but we're gonna say no, folded pizza is not a sandwich, it's just a piece of pizza that you folded. No. Alright, so is a burger a sandwich? So if you look at a burger structurally versus a sandwich at the very beginning that we started with structurally, exactly the same, except it just has a different meat in the middle, so I'm gonna say yes, a burger is a sandwich. Alright, so this next one is called fairy bread, and looking at the picture, it kind of just looks like a pastry covered with sprinkles, so I'm gonna say no, it's not a sandwich, but let me take a quick look. Let me Google what fairy bread is so I can be 100% sure. So fairy bread does not look like a sandwich. It just looks like a piece of bread with some sprinkles on it that just doesn't have two layers of bread, and then it's not encapsulating anything in it. So I'm gonna say no, fairy bread's not a sandwich. It just kind of looks like a classic dessert to me. No. Alright, so next up we have chicken and waffles, and you know what? I don't exactly consider chicken and waffles a sandwich, but if you take two waffles, you put them on top of each other, and you have a piece of chicken in the middle, I fully see how it can be a sandwich, so I'm gonna get a little adventurous here. I'm gonna say chicken and waffles, yes, it is a sandwich. Next up, we have lasagna. Is lasagna a sandwich? So I'm going to say no. Just as an Italian, it doesn't seem right to say lasagna is a sandwich. I do see some merit, because you have like things being encapsulated structurally. I could see it being a sandwich, but just ingredient wise and just idea wise, I don't consider sandwiches to be used with noodles. I think of sandwiches as a bread kind of thing, so I'm gonna say no, lasagna is not a sandwich. Alright, so a samosa, I honestly put samosas kind of in the same category as an empanada from earlier. I know they're different, they're culturally different, and they're kind of structurally different, but it's kind of the same as an empanada from what I'm thinking of, so I'm going to say no, a samosa is not a sandwich. No. Alright, is a Pop-Tart a sandwich? So I know there's a lot of people on the internet that love to think that Pop-Tarts are a sandwich, and I don't see it, and I don't believe it. It's a pastry. I don't think pastries are sandwiches per se, and then it's just it's not structurally a sandwich either, so it doesn't have the ingredients or the structure to be a sandwich in my book. So Pop-Tart, not a sandwich. Crepe, I can kinda-ish see how a crepe would be a sandwich, but I'm gonna say no. Crepes are crepes. I could see the merit in a crepe being a sandwich, but I don't agree. Just structurally, I can kind of see it, but it's kind of folded a bunch and it's rolled. It just kind of depends how you make the crepe. I'm gonna say no, crepe's not a sandwich. Just structurally, it's a little too far away, and then ingredients-wise, there's a range of ingredients. A sweet one would be a no. A meat one is kind of filled with different things than a sandwich. So I'm gonna say no, a crepe's not a sandwich, but it's a light no. I could probably be persuaded to turn it into a yes, but no, crepe is not a sandwich. Cheese and crackers. So this picture kind of makes it look like it's a sandwich. It really depends how you do this. I'm gonna say yes, these ones are sandwiches, especially if you put a little piece of lunch meat in there, like a Lunchable. I consider those sandwiches. So I'm gonna say yes, cheese and crackers can be a sandwich, but if you're eating, it depends how you eat them. If you're dipping crackers in cheese, I don't think that's a sandwich, but with this picture, I'm gonna say yes, that's a sandwich. A sushi burrito, is that a sandwich? So we have to ask ourselves, is a burrito a sandwich? Is a piece of sushi a sandwich? I'm going to say no to both of those. They're both their own individual types of food, so sushi burrito, not a sandwich for me. Fondue. I'm pretty sure fondue is just the melted cheese part, so is melted cheese a sandwich? I don't think melted cheese counts as a sandwich in my book. Even with the things you're dipping in there, I still don't consider it a sandwich unless you make a sandwich and then dip it in the fondue, and then I would maybe consider fondue a sandwich, but no, fondue is not a sandwich. An ice cream sandwich. So I feel like the name makes this one super easy. Has sandwich in the name, therefore should be classified as a sandwich. It has the structural integrity of a sandwich. Ingredients wise, I could see why there's some backlash to the idea, but yes, an ice cream sandwich is a sandwich. It's in the name. It's all we need to know. Alright, so this next one is just titled Twitter Photo, and it is a bunch of condiments in their jars in between two slices of bread. So I'm going to say that this is not a sandwich, mostly because you can't eat it in its current form. If you applied those all to the bread, I'm still going to say no, just because there's nothing of substance between them. I can kind of see it as a sandwich, but as of right now, this is not a sandwich just because it's a mess right now. I don't know what I'm looking at. No, not a sandwich. Is a Swedish cake a sandwich? I'm gonna say no, because a cake is a cake. Cake is not a sandwich. What's it filled with though? Let me look into it. Alright, looking at the picture, it kind of looked like it was filled with some sandwich quality kind of things, but it just looks like it's filled with some kind of jams, jellies, that kind of fruity stuff. No matter what this is filled with, I'm still gonna say no, this is not a sandwich. A Swedish cake is not a sandwich. No, final answer. Is a pot pie a sandwich? I love the idea of a pot pie being a sandwich because you have kind of these sandwichy ingredients and then you have the two layers encapsulating it, but I don't consider pie a sandwich. I consider pie a pie. If I considered a pie a sandwich, then I would have to consider the pizza to be a sandwich because it's a pizza pie, and then it just goes, everything goes crazy if I consider this a sandwich. So no, pot pie is not a sandwich, it is a pie. Is a hot dog a sandwich? It's what we all been waiting for. I don't know. I can see both sides of the argument. The real big point of the argument comes to the bread. It's one piece of bread, something in the middle. Is it a sandwich? Yes, I think a hot dog is a sandwich. I don't really consider it I don't know. I have no clue. Is a hot dog a sandwich? I don't know. I don't personally consider a hot dog a sandwich, but when I'm thinking about how I described sandwiches in the previous questions, I'm gonna say yeah, I think a hot dog is a sandwich. It doesn't fit exactly what I think a sandwich is in my head, but it's just so close that what else would you consider it? So I'm gonna say yes. Hot dog is a sandwich. It has been decided that I am a true neutral when it comes to sandwiches. I would have never thought that I would have considered a hot dog to be a sandwich, but really, when you get both ends of the spectrum and you start putting them together, it makes sense why a hot dog is a sandwich. I just want to say thank you guys so much for watching. I'm going to leave the quiz I took in the description, and I'll also post a link to the sandwich alignment chart if you're interested in looking at it. Thank you so much for watching. My name's Ryan. You've been watching Foodiligence. Make sure you hit the subscribe button to be notified of weekly uploads and maybe even bi-weekly uploads. We're trying to expand the content here. And make sure if you made it this far, you leave a like if you liked the video. And in the comments, tell me what kind of sandwich alignment you got after you took the quiz. Thank you. I'll see you guys next time.